Hey everyone, welcome back to When Creatives Thrive, a BOPA podcast. This episode, we're excited to feature James Lane of the Shaky Experience, a local Baltimore band performing this year on Artscape's Echoes of the City stage. My name is Jonathan Gilmore. I'm the Chief of Staff at BOPA and the curator of the Echoes stage. As a local Baltimore artist and musician, I'm proud we have created a space like Echoes to let homegrown Baltimore talent shine at Artscape. Before James and the Shaky Experience take the stage, we're excited for you to know him. James reflects upon his dreams of playing Artscape, the energy of the art scene in Baltimore, and his plans to donate his merch proceeds to charity. He also has some interesting plans to promote his set, so be on the lookout. We can't wait to see you Memorial Day weekend in the heart of downtown Baltimore as we present a reimagined Artscape. Now, here's James with our multimedia manager, Stuart.
James, welcome to the podcast. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Yeah, first of all, I'd just like to start by congratulating you on an acceptance into the Artscape Echoes of the City stage lineup. I know that Jonathan and the team are super excited to feature you, so it's great to have you.
Yeah, I mean, for people that are listening, picture in your mind whatever your dream is, like whatever you dream at night about that you really, really want. That is this for me. Performing Artscape is my dream. So whatever that dream is for you, this is that version for me. So excited, so grateful.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Tell us about the band, the Shaky Experience.
Yeah. So I'm from Baltimore originally. I have lived here for most of my life, spent some time in Denver, but the band, The Shaky Experience, started in January 2010. And basically the name comes from my hands being really shaky. I have a tremor that's very similar to like a mild form of Parkinson's. And yeah, you know, I have had it my entire life. And I think it's kind of just a rip from my hands. And then the name Experience comes from the shows that we put together are just like really an experience that you have to see for yourself. It is like a time. And at first, in the beginning years, we were pretty bad. I would definitely not see us. And we were just kind of these like just two hipster guys just trying to be cool. 2010, 2011, 2012. In 2012, we released our first album, which is just chaotic noise and just punk rock and wildness, drinking some Natty Bows and just having fun, you know? And we were playing a lot of these like warehouse parties and all types of things, from Copycat to Bell Foundry to the Annex and H&H building. And then in 2013, 14, 15, we started to really develop our sound a lot more. And then we were like, okay, like maybe, you know, if we like actually try to learn our instruments, maybe like people will stay more than like one or two songs. And then we finally did do that. And just, you know, people were really starting to connect with our shows. And it wasn't just because we were like putting on this like get loose, be wild, you know, and that's been a big part of our shows actually, is doing more than just the music. Like truly, we really, really focus in on just like giving people like the approval to just do whatever the hell they want. Like go wild, let loose, dance, just freaking like play our instruments for us, whatever you guys want to do, like hop on stage, who cares? Like just have fun, basically. One of the things that we really enjoyed doing over the past few years is taking blank white t-shirts and having magic markers and having people do like t-shirt design contests during our shows. And like people get really like creative with it. Like one of our favorites has been someone put Kenny Chesney / The Shaky Experience 2024 tour. And then on the back where it has like the back image logo of the t-shirt, it says H&M on it, that they just... They wrote H&M on it, even though it's like Hanes or whatever, and just silly stuff like that. And I think that's what makes us really stand out and like connect with the audience, is like, we're just doing things that we find funny and amusing and interesting. And we're hoping that it translates when we perform, is like that it's this like really big party. You know, someone quoted us in a magazine a couple of years ago, and they said, their music sounds like if you're at a house party in 2010 and some random indie band were playing in the background while you were dancing with your friends. That would be the Shaky Experience. And I was like, whoa, I can connect with that. I was like, that's sort of cool. So, to wrap this up, like a full circle moment, I would say, yeah, we're just like chaotically noise pop, indie, garage, just like two guys just getting sweaty and just letting people be their true selves during our sets.
You mentioned, though, that Artscape and performing on the Echo stage is a dream. Can you give us a little bit of context? Where does that come from?
Totally. So being from Baltimore, growing up here and wanting to be involved in the city in some way, just being a part of the music scene, the art culture, the community here, there's no better place to do it than America's largest free art festival, Artscape in Baltimore. And being from here and then coming to the city every year, whether I lived in the city or I was still in the county in the early years, and having the opportunity to just see so many great artists and just so much cool things going on, I was always so impressed and just blown away by just that this existed in a city. I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Because like, I feel like a lot of cities don't really fully embrace the art culture.
Sure.
But to me, having Artscape do that was kind of a sign or a symbol that like, hey, I want to be a part of this. And I know that over the years, how badly I wanted to be a part of that. I was just like apply every year. And when I wouldn't get the spot, I would do an unofficial music showcase to where me and my friends would like set up a show and be able to perform and just really kind of have other artists like get involved and stuff like that didn't get selected. And then we would go see our friends perform, and seeing bands like Them Animals, Weekends, Sun Club, Bloomer, Plurals, the list goes on and on. There's so many great bands that I admire and I love that have performed them over the years at Artscape, and to be a part of that alumni just really means the world to me. So I'm really excited for playing Artscape this year.
So what is it that you love about the art scene here or the arts culture? It sounds like you've been pretty heavily involved in, hosting performances and just supporting local acts.
Yeah. So the art scene in Baltimore is like nowhere else. I feel like especially the DIY sort of independent scene has just been so amazing to be a part of. It really shaped me in so many ways, from getting to go to the Bell Foundry, Copycat, Annex, H&H building. All these are warehouse spaces that used to host like shows inside of like a big warehouse. And it was just a free for all. Like you could really just do whatever you want. And sort of like the creativity that was happening during those times was just so next level. It was something that like you could not envision. Like it was so wild. And when I was exposed to that at such a young age in my early 20s, I was just so blown away. I mean, I was just breathless, speechless at how cool this was. It meant so much to me to see these people perform and just do these like weird things that were considered art or music at those times. And just everyone felt happy and connected, and just people felt like a very loving spirit. So me being able to see that was just something really special, and I hold very deep and dear to my heart. And I was kind of mentioning to you earlier, going to sort of these like mica parties in my early 20s as well. It just really shaped me a lot at that time too. And I just feel like, I don't know, seeing that was just awesome. I just think about that stuff still a lot to this day. And I hope to be sort of a figure that can sort of show what I got to witness and what I got to be a part of within my brand and within my music and within my culture. And, my drummer, Tom, he is just on board as I am. He's really into, I don't know, just very esoteric, strange stuff. And somehow we connect on our humor and our relationship. And I just remember us going to a lot of these events in our early 20s, mid 20s, whatever, going to these crazy warehouse parties, Transmodern Festival, Ratscape, Wartscape, the list goes on and on. There was just so many awesome things that were happening. I remember Light City from like 10 years ago. Going to Light City and seeing Dan Deacon perform was so awesome. Like, and seeing like, I don't know, bands like Future Islands or Beach House or Animal Collective, members of Animal Collective, or Lower Dens, Y Oak, Snail Mail, JPEG Mafia. The list goes on and on of all these artists that basically made it out of Baltimore and have become famous, but either still live here or still are very associated with the city. And I just look up to these artists. I'm like, whoa, okay, cool. So I'm an artist. I am a person that likes to express myself through creative mediums. If I can do this, maybe, seeing them will inspire me to hopefully translate my art into some way that I could be able to financially support myself and also just continue to create and just do things that I'm passionate about. Because the reality of things is life is short. Life is very, very short. So it's just like make the most of it. I was actually adopted. The woman that adopted me passed away in 2019, and I sincerely, deeply loved her so much. And the reason why I bring this up is because it's just like a mortality thing. It was just a reminder of like how short life is, from a woman that was in her mid 50s to me being in my mid 30s. And I'm just like, you know what? Honestly, like I'm going to try my very, very best. And if I fail, then screw it. I'm going to even try harder. Basically, like I'm going to just keep on pushing myself and like move forward to like whatever it takes. And I hope that other people are inspired by that, because like I realize that like, I think a lot of things are just really temporary. So if we can just kind of continue to, convey that spirit or pass on that kind of message, it feels like kind of special and hopefully will resonate with others.
What do you think it's going to feel like to be up on that stage? Have you pictured it? Has it in your mind's eye?
Yeah, so we are gonna really go full force on the stage. So excited, just so excited. Basically, we're putting together a bunch of merch right now. We just put in a new order for a bunch of the Shaky Experience temporary tattoos. So we'll have a bunch of temporary tattoos available.
Nice.
We'll have a bunch of I read Craigslist misconnections stickers at the Shaky Experience. We will have new t-shirts featuring animations of Tom and I on the shirts. I mean, we'll have like all types of stuff available that we're really looking forward to exposing. But most importantly, we're looking forward to performing in front of our city and just being in the new space for Artscape. I honestly feel really honored. I'm just incredibly grateful because, as I said, we started in 2010, so this is our 15-year anniversary of being together as a band performing. So I feel like this is kind of like an anniversary thing, and to be selected to be one of the artists performing Artscape is just such an honor because, it's a city that we absolutely love. We love Baltimore. It's a festival that we deeply admire, Artscape. And then also just to have the 15-year anniversary is really special. Plus, Artscape moved this year. Artscape is now in downtown Baltimore, so we're like, the first band to get to play like the downtown Baltimore sector, which feels like kind of rad. That feels kind of special. We're just like,
very rad.
We're like,
very rad.
Yeah, we're like, hell yeah. I mean, like it was cool at, Station North and like whatever, like a little bit of Charles Village. But like, I think it's also exciting to see Artscape kind of move around a little bit and just like, hopefully, other artists get to sort of experience that as well. We're just being on that stage, I think like we plan on really rocking out. I mean, we're really going to go full force. We were practicing last night. We're going to practice again today, actually. And there's going to be a lot of comedy banter between our songs while we're tuning our instruments.
Nice.
We love doing comedy banter. We especially love anything from LimeWire to the AOL dial-up internet sounds. To like just any nonsense.
Not what I was expecting you were going to say.
We're really going just really kind of crazy directions. But with that being said, I would say that we're just pumped. Yeah, we're really pumped to be in front of all those people. It's going to be truly awesome. And we'll leave it at that.
What about your merch though? You mentioned to me that you were going to do something special with the proceeds.
Oh yeah, totally. So we're going to give the proceeds to Barks Animal Shelter. So how about that? We're going to give the proceeds to our merch to Barks Animal Shelter. We're going to, whatever we make, I am going to reach out to their department and just figure out the best way that I can give back. And why am I doing that?
Yeah.
I'm doing that because I feel like being able to give back, like to me, this is the reward. I'm being rewarded by performing something that is my dream. So like we're already set. Like I feel like that's the validation, that's the accomplishment, that's like the thing that I look forward to. The money or whatever, that's the extra stuff. Sure, that could help us like, But I think like this is our way of saying thank you, Artscape, for giving this to us. So we want to give it back to the voice of the voiceless, which are animals, which are pets. Like dogs and cats can't talk. They're stuck in, the cages until they're adopted. And I just feel like it would be a really great way to, support that and support them, and hopefully just kind of spread the message of love, and hopefully it encourages other people to kind of pass along the goodwill, basically just pass along the goodwill.
Yeah, I love that. Spreading the message of love and paying it forward.
Yeah, paying it forward. Something else that I like to do, and this is associated with the merch, is I like to put together QR codes. So I am like a nut for QR codes, basically. So I'll put together like weird flyers that will like read all types of things, like help wanted. This is the most shoplifted album of all time. Like I'll just like put something like polarizing or just something strange. And then like I'll put a little bit of detail sort of about our band or our artist history. And it just like says something like X LimeWire addicts, X The Price is Right winner, ex-boyfriend, or something like that. And we'll just have these hanging up throughout the city. And then the QR code leads to our Bandcamp link. So basically people can listen to our music, and we get, all types of messages. I've seen it on like Baltimore subreddit where like people have, taken photos of my flyers with the QR codes and are like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
And I get so much joy out of that. I get such a kick out of that. We do like all types of experimental weirdo things. That's one. Another one that's just quickly worth noting is I played a music festival in Denver. I've played a handful of music festivals out west, and I wanted people to come out to our set. And I was like, man, like, there's some other bigger named artists. I won't say who, but there were some other bigger named artists that were playing the same time that we were playing at a music festival in Denver. And I was just like, shit, no one's going to come out to our set. And I was like, how could I get people to like just come and skip this other artist? I was like, we really it's an uphill battle, our backs against the wall. So the day before, I made some flyers that read Real World Denver Cast Reunion. And I hung them up all around the festival for our stage time. I put our stage and our set and everything like that. Oh, yeah. And a bunch of people came thinking it was a Real World
So what are you going to do for Artscape this year? That's what I want to know. You got to figure that out.
That's so good. Thank you. Honestly, I feel like we're just so enamored. We're just like so in awe with this. And plus, like, I don't know. I don't ever, man, but I feel like I'm giving a double standard now because I was going to say, like, I don't ever want to prank the city of Baltimore because I love Baltimore, but because other cities,
come on, you put it out
I'm
there.
like, whatever. Yeah. Okay. So for Baltimore this year, I would say like maybe like, yeah, Adam Jones and Ray Lewis or something like that, autograph signing or whatever.
I think you're onto something.
Yeah. And I'm going to just add one last thing, actually. So last year I was seeing someone, and her and I were in a vintage store, and she overheard me talking about the Baltimore Bullets. Are you familiar with the Baltimore Bullets? Yeah, so the basketball team from the 60s and 70s, she surprised me with this like old Baltimore Bullets shirt. I should have wore it. But anyway, if we could just get like a sign like or a petition like where people are like canvassing, walking around Artscape this year, will you sign this petition to bring back the Baltimore Bullets to the NBA? Like we're just really going to make this like as like kind of crazy and wild as possible.
James, it's been awesome having you on the podcast.
Yeah.
Tell us where we can find you online. We know you're going to be here on the Echo stage at Artscape. Yeah, what's the best way to connect with you?
Absolutely. So the best way to first off start to connect with me is by writing a Craigslist Baltimore misconnection about this. And I'm not even kidding. I've had, like legitimately, very seriously, the band has had over like roughly close to a dozen Craigslist misconnections written about our set because every set, I will like go on the mic and I'll be like, hey guys, if you like this, our sound, if you love it, you hate it, whatever the feeling is, if you felt any emotion about it and you're too nervous to follow us on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, write a Craigslist Misconnections Baltimore about it. I will read it and I will screenshot it and I'll reply. You don't have to reply because you're anonymous on there. So yeah, first and foremost, write a Craigslist Misconnection Baltimore about us. That's a great start.
Okay.
Secondly, I would also say, obviously, Facebook, Instagram, yada, 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 the Shaky Experience. James Richard Lane is my name. And yeah, I don't know. I just think like to close out here, just like, I feel like people, if anyone that's listening to this, just like seriously, like legitimately follow your dreams. Like if I can do this, I swear to God that you can do this too. I very, very seriously mean that. I think it's important to try. And when you fail, just like continue to grow from it, develop, be grateful, eat your greens, make weird stuff.
Beautiful words. James, thank you. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you. And see you guys, Artscape 2025, the Shaky Experience, baby. Out.
Thanks to James and to Jonathan for being on the podcast. We can't wait to see you at Artscape 2025, Memorial Day weekend, May 24th and 25th in War Memorial Plaza. If you're a creative person with a story to share, reach out to me at srustin@promotionarts.org to be featured on the podcast. And remember, when creatives thrive, we all rise.